welcome to another workout from Human 2.0 Fitness. I'm Dr. Chris, and today we're going to do a beginner kettlebell strength workout. It's Labor Day, so I felt like doing kettlebells, so that's what we're going to do. But before I started, my wife said, we have to do some beginner workouts because we need more of those. So today's class is going to be geared towards more of a beginner, someone who's using kettlebells for the first time. So we're not going to be doing any complex kettlebell movements, but we are going to be incorporating them into our strength workout today. You have to make sure that for these exercises that you have a variety of kettlebells. If you do not, one kettlebell will be fine, but we are going to be doing some exercises that require more control, and so you'll want to use a lighter kettlebell for those exercises, and then some exercises that are going to be less about control and more about strength, and you'll want a heavier kettlebell for those. But as I said, if you only have one kettlebell, that's fine. Once you become more experienced and you get wider selection of kettlebells, then you'll be able to change the kettlebells as is required. But we always want to make sure that we're keeping this safe, so be sure that you use something that's well within your ability to control safely. So to get started, we're just going to warm up. We're not going to use any kettlebells for that. We're just going to start out by getting some blood flow to our legs. For this, we just want to keep our hands at our hip height here. And basically, all we're going to do is we're going to do a front lunge, a Cossack, and then a rear lunge. And we're going to do several repetitions of that on one side, and then we're going to go to the other side and repeat the same thing. So it's going to look something like this. So a front lunge down, then to a Cossack, and then a rear lunge back, all at the same length. Okay, and so then we're going to repeat that. So we're going to do 4 repetitions per side. So step, lunge, step back. Now, some of the things that you want to make sure that you be cautious or cognizant of is that as you step into your lunge, you want to make sure that you drive your knee out over the outside edge of your foot. As we go into our Cossack, we want our feet to stay flat to the floor and pointing forward. And one more time through for each. Again, drive the knee out, keep the feet flat, or the front foot flat, out to the side, and back down. So we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So, forward lunge, Cossack, rear lunge, forward, Cossack, rear. 2 more. Always trying to make sure that when our foot contacts the ground, our knee is out over the outside edge of that foot. We're driving that knee outwards. So that's 4 reps per side. And then for our other warm-up, we're going to basically start to incorporate our upper body. And we're going to do basically a push-up and child's pose. And we're going to do about 5 to 6 repetitions. So for this, we're going to come into a push-up, and you can do this on your toes or on your knees, depending on your strength and your skill level. For the push-up, we want to make sure that our hands are at about nipple level. Down for the push-up and up, then back into the child's pose, up, and about 6 reps. So just those 2 exercises for the warm-up. You should be starting to feel like you're ready to work. So we're going to start to do some kettlebell exercises. So for the first one, you'll want one of your more heavy kettlebells. For the goblet squat, we want to have our feet roughly shoulder width apart, and we want to grasp the bell by the horns. Now, to pick the bell up, you have to first pick the bell up to get it into the appropriate position. The final position that we want to hold the kettlebell is this, with our hands on the horns, our elbows tucked in, our core, abs, and lats all packed in tight, and we want to control the kettlebell against our body. But in order to get it there, we've got to pick it up from the ground first. So we're going to pick up the bell by the top, and then as we bring the kettlebell up, so basically we're going to clean it up and then hold it by the horns. So I'll demonstrate. We're going to pick from here and hold in this position, pack everything in tight, and then this is our starting position. Okay, so I'll demonstrate that one more time. We're going to pick it up from the ground. The legs are active, glutes are active, hamstrings are active. Sink down, pick up, hold, pack it in. We're ready to start. So here, we're going to do 6 goblet squats. Down to the bottom, we want to make sure that in the bottom position, our elbows are inside the knees. We're sitting up nice and tall. We have the bell close to our body. And then push the floor away. Four, 5, 6. So those are goblet squats. Then for the next exercise, if you have another kettlebell, slide the heavy kettlebell to the side, bring the lighter one up. Then we're going to come down to our knees, and we're going to do some kettlebell halos. So for this, you're going to have your knees shoulder width apart. You're going to squeeze the glutes, so squeeze the butt cheeks so that your pelvis is now directed anteriorly or towards the front. And we're going to maintain that position when we pick up the kettlebell. And then for the halo, this is the starting position. So we're going to invert the kettlebell, hold it here, and we're going to do 3 to 4 repetitions on each side. So we're going to come around, keeping the kettlebell as close to the head as possible. Come back to our set position, and then back again, around, back to our set position. So we'll do 3 or 4 repetitions per side. Let me demonstrate. One. Always coming back to the set position. All right? So, and remember, keep everything nice and secure while we're doing this. And we're going to do 4 repetitions per side. When we're done, we're going to come back to the top, and we'll go through, do the squats and then kettlebell halos, no stopping. All right? So grab the kettlebell by the horns, invert the kettlebell, use your fingers to control the orientation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. And let's put this over to the side so that we can bring in our heavier bell for our goblet squat. So this time going through, we're going to go through without pause, without rest. All right? So once again, shoulder width apart. Let's go. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slide it over, down to the knees, other bell. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was only going to do 2 sets of that, but because I'm feeling good and I know you're feeling good, we're going to do 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent work. Grab yourself a drink of water if you want to. We're going to move on to our next couple of exercises. All right, so you can use the same kettlebells that you were just using for the first couplet for this next set. First one, we're going to work on some core stability, some core strength. So we're going to basically do what's called a kettlebell pass-through. And we're first going to start off in a plank position. So for the plank position, we want to be up, and we don't want to be sagged down. So we want our glutes to be fired, our abs to be fired, and a slightly piked position. You're going to maintain that position as we pull the kettlebell through. So I'll demonstrate. So for this exercise, we're going to be doing about 4 or 5 reps per side. Your feet are going to be a little bit wider than with a regular push-up. So as we do this exercise, the goal is to maintain your piked position and to avoid leaning and twisting as we're doing it. So you'll have to make sure that you keep your core engaged all the way from your chest down through your abdominals and into your upper pelvis. You want to keep everything level as we pull across from side to side. You want to isolate the movement to whichever shoulder is working at the time. That's it. So that's the first exercise that we're going to be doing. And then the second exercise that we will be doing, and again, you can use your heavier kettlebell for this if you want, but make sure that you're performing this exercise safely and that you're not working with a weight that's too heavy for you to control. We're going to pick up the weight, and then we're going to do what's called around the world. And so basically, this is a pass in front, pass behind movement. And this is all about core strength, because we don't want to be doing this. We want to keep everything nice and still, except for the kettlebell when we go back in the opposite direction. We want to make sure that we're able to grasp it safely without dropping it on the floor or dropping it onto ourselves. So those are the 2 exercises. So we're going to be doing 4 or 5 kettlebell plank pass-throughs, and then 4 to 5 around the world in each direction. All right, so let's start. I'm just going to bring this kettlebell because I'm going to use it for my around the world. I'm going to go a little bit heavier. All right, so up in your plank position, feet shoulder width apart, And let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. One more for good measure. 5, 5. Let's put that kettlebell to the side. Again, if you only have one, use it. If you feel comfortable, you think you can do so safely, that you can use your heavier kettlebell for your around the world. Turn your feet on, grasp the floor, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, and park. Bring that over. Bring this back. Get up into our plank position. Push up. Feet shoulder width apart. Squeeze your glutes. Fire it up. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Over to the side. Bring this back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Park. Bring it back. And again, because I know you guys feel good, just like I do, even though we were going to do 2, let's do 1 more. Push-up position, feet shoulder width apart. Turn the abs on, turn the glutes on. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Starting to work now. Starting to get a little sweat. Bring that other one over. Shake the lactic acid out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Park. Excellent work. Grab yourselves a drink, and then we'll move on to our next couple of exercises. Actually, that was our last couplet. We're going to finish off with 2 quick rounds of conditioning. So now we're focusing mostly on getting our heart rate going for this last little dash in the pan here. And so you can focus more on putting in the work and less about the technical aspects. Although we are doing kettlebell swing for this, so we want to make sure that we are using good technique. And so I'll demonstrate with the lighter kettlebell. So from the front, we want to make sure that our feet are just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. And the kettlebell swing is all about the hip hinge and the hip thrust. So for the hip hinge, you want to put your hands in the crease of your hip right here and push back. This is the movement. Push and back. Push and back. And when you add the swing to it, it looks like this. So we want to make sure we bend at the hip crease, squeeze the glutes to fire the kettlebell back. If you're looking from the side, from the park position, grab your kettlebell, up. We don't need to bring the kettlebell up here. We're not doing a high pull. We're just doing a chest height pull. And it's the hip thrust that's bringing the bell back up. All right, so we're gonna do 2 rounds, and I think I have here 10 swings per round. So if you have a heavier bell, you can grab that to do for this exercise. So I'll do 1 round facing the camera and 1 round at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to the camera so that you can see the movement that we're talking about. But if you're ready, get into your set position, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Don't forget about the hip hinge. Knees should not really be bending that much, although there could be a slight bend in the knees. Grab the kettlebell, bring your lats down, and then we're going to do 10 swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Don't forget to park. 10. Under control. 10 repetitions. Start from the park, end at the park. Excellent work. Grab your breath there for a second, and then we got 1 more set to finish, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching, flexibility, and call it a day. Excellent work. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Grab the horns, or grab the bell. Depress the shoulder blades, packing the lats tight. Sit back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't forget to park. 10. All under control. Nice work. Let's move this bell over. Finish off with a little bit of flexibility, mobility work. As always, be sure to rest when needed and hydrate when needed. This workout is all for your benefit, so we want to make sure that we work at a level that you can tolerate and that's going to be effective for you. All right, so we're going to do a modified couch stretch. So for this, we're going to put 1 leg forward as we're going to go into a lunge position, and then we're going to reach behind, grab that leg, stand up, or keep your upper body nice and tall. Try to bring that heel, that back heel towards your buttock. At the same time, we're trying to bring our pelvis down towards that front heel. You should be feeling this stretch in your hip flexor, down into your quadricep. And relax. Let's switch it up. and relax. We're going to go on our hands and knees. Then we're going to turn our feet out. We're going to do a modified tactical frog. Pushing back with our hands, getting more of a groin stretch. And although this might be uncomfortable, you can come out of it by leaning forward. Then while we're here on the floor, bring our arms out into a cross, prone cross, and we can roll over to get a bit of a chest stretch. Trying to keep our arm glued to the ground. And rolling over to the other side. Then back to the center. And let's finish off with one more. Let's just do a little bit of a child's pose. Excellent work. So there you go, everybody. That was a beginner kettlebell strength workout from Goblet 2.0. I'm Dr. Chris. And if you enjoyed the workout, be sure to let us know in the comment section down below. And if there's anything that you'd like to see in the future, be sure to let us know. We have free classes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on YouTube. And keep your eyes and ears open for our ad-free version of our classes that we will be starting soon in October of 2022. As always, that's been a word from Dr. Chris and Goblet 2.0. Thanks for watching.